Everybody, thank you very much for being here. I want to say a lot, so I'll just kind of let it flow and then open it up to questions, and I'll be happy to stick around to do interviews individually afterwards if anybody has that interest. But first of all, I want to thank everybody for being here. This is very gratifying to see you all here, especially the players. Thank you very much for coming out on what's obviously a difficult day. I hope we all can show them some empathy. Going through a coaching change is tough, and it has a really big and profound impact on the players. So please be respectful of them, and know how much, guys, I appreciate you taking the time to be here. There are a lot of great things about Maine. And the student experience, the student athlete experience specifically, is one of them. And that happens because you have a lot of really good people here who pour themselves into these student athletes every day. And I have gotten to see that from a different perspective over the last year. And boy, do I appreciate the hard work that Ryan and the training staff put in, and Maxim and academic support, everything that she does. Our grounds crew guys working their tail off, Eric and his crew. Max, you know, they're in compliance. You know, Linda and Buffy I see here, you know, Carlton's leaving for Denver, but if he was taking Linda, I'd shoot him. So, you know, John and Tyson, these people do a lot of great work. And I know I'm leaving somebody out, as I do the strength coaches. John Lynch and his crew just do, you know, tremendous work. So, and they all do it for the student athlete, and they all support them. So I really appreciate seeing you guys here so that we can acknowledge the hard work that you put in. Great to see Justin walk in, and I hope people will get a chance to meet. Come around, Justin, so that you can meet. Justin's one of our newest guys at the University of Maine, and is now working with Learfield, and I think will do a tremendous job helping build the corporate sponsorships here at UMaine. So this is a really exciting time, I think, to be here. I think we have laid a lot of great foundations, you know, for moving forward with the university in the time that I've been here. I see how hard our coaches work. I see how hard our student athletes work, and I think we're starting to see a lot of results. Certainly this past weekend was a great one for UMaine athletics. Hockey, winning women's hockey, going as far as they've ever been in the playoffs, making it to the playoffs for the first time even, and then hosting, winning, and advancing. That's tremendous. Women's basketball obviously has a very soft spot in my heart, and this past week has been a very happy one for them, and believe me, nobody has cheered and cried and bled and, you know, all that stuff more with them and for them than I have. I'm just thrilled with the success they've had, and I think we can all take a moment and give Amy a round of congratulations, as well as her team, that some of them are here. And it's going to be an exciting time moving forward, obviously, with new presidential leadership coming on board, and with Jim as an interim AD and then a permanent AD being named later. I think there's a lot of opportunity there as well. So I'm very happy and very humbled that the administration felt that I was valuable here and that I had something to offer, especially these men's basketball players. And I'm going to pour myself into those kids. We're going to love them up. They deserve it. They are one of the hardest working teams I've ever seen. And if you haven't been to see them play, then we're going to have to get you into a practice, because you can't wait until next season. These guys work their tails off. That's a credit to them, and it's a credit to Coach Walsh. They have worked hard, and they have loved each other all season long. So, you know, I just met with them, and that was what I told them. You guys love each other, and you work hard. I said I can work with that. So I'm really excited that I get to inherit a team that cares as much about each other as they do. I also, you know, want to make sure that I say that the most important person in this room is my wife, Maureen. And so, you know, everything that I've been able to do and more has been because of her support and her love. And obviously, this past year was a difficult one. You know, a year ago, I did not have a diagnosis. I was lying in bed thinking that I was dying. And the idea of coaching the men's basketball team here was not even an inkling. It was more just about whether or not I'd make it to the next month. And that whole time, my family stood by me and supported me, and it was a rough time. But man, they were troopers through it all. And so Mo and Billy are here today, and I could not be prouder of Billy. And he's a terrific guy, and I look forward to him having some great role models to emulate growing up. So, Jazz, Courtney, Tom, Garrett, I mentioned Amy, but you guys too, some very special people. And I see KJ and Tanisha and Paris also back there. Again, very, very special people who mean a lot. So, I think that's all I've got to say opening up. I'm really excited about the future for the program, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Coach, you wouldn't take this job unless you think you could win. You're not in it for just being a...
That's true.
Is there a magic formula here? You just get good players and make them better? Or?
Yeah, I wish there was a formula that we knew and all we had to do was follow it. It's not that simple. It's not just a recipe. I think it's going to be evaluating as you go. And maybe one of the things that I've learned in my different stops along the way is every school and every program is different, and you've got to figure out how it works there. The advantage I have here is obviously we've learned a lot from my time here already. So I think there are certainly things that we can do to help the program, moving forward. But absolutely excited about the guys. We have some talent on this roster, and like I said, we have some really good character kids, and that's going to be what we build on.
Rich, you talked a lot about how you felt like you wanted to get back to as close to 100% before you got into coaching, but that interest was always there. Yeah. I'm just curious, at what point did you feel like you were healthy enough to get back into coaching?
When I woke up from surgery, I felt amazing. I had to spend 2 days in intensive care. The next day when I got out of the hospital, my wife and I walked 8 miles around campus at UCLA, and so immediately felt better. But obviously there was an adjustment period and had to see how the surgery took, and just getting back into the groove of things. But no, I felt amazing right after it. It was an immediate sort of response.
At what point did this particular scenario start to bail itself out?
Carlton and I talked about it, thinking about my future and kind of what I needed to do and where I would be most useful, and obviously also in the context of women's basketball and how well that staff was doing. So it was something that we discussed, but obviously it was hypothetical, wondering what that possibility might be.
Was that something that was recent, or was it something that happened?
I think we've talked about it for some time now. Yeah, we've talked about at least the possibility. Yeah.
Rich, how about recruiting?
Yeah.
How about recruiting? Obviously, the women's circuit, you've been around for such a long time, recruiting great players, Brittany Griner, obviously a Baylor. Stepping into a new job, a new circuit, I guess just what are your plans for the recruiting path, I guess?
It's going to be a lot of the same. Certainly you do have to build connections and network, but more than anything, it's about selling the institution and the people that are already in the program, and that's an easy sell. So if you have a good product, people will buy it, and that's what I'm excited to get out there and talk about, is the people who are already in the program, Maine, the community, the love the state has for basketball. I think those are all tremendous, and I think they're great opportunities. I think we're hungry for a team that's going to win here, and obviously that's a big part of the goal, but I think we're going to have some other wins programmatically along the way and build rapport with the community, and people will support us, and that'll help the recruiting.
Coach, what about the differences coaching men's basketball, women's basketball, or is it coaching?
I think for the most part coaching is coaching. There are some differences, definitely. I don't think there's any question that my experience coaching women will help me be a better men's coach. I think the level of communication and empathy that coaches show and experience on the women's side will help me be a better coach, a more empathetic, and a better communicator on the men's side.
How confident are you in this team's ability to win?
I'm very confident in their ability to win. That doesn't mean that we get it all right away. You know, and for me, these next few weeks are going to be drinking from a fire hose. You know, this is going to be a lot in a short period of time. But the chemistry that they have, how hard they work, those are qualities that take years to develop in some programs, and we already got it. So I'm pretty optimistic about the future. I'm not going to get into predicting, you know, records and things like that. That's silly. But I'm excited about it. I really am.
What are the first priorities in terms of drinking out of that fire?
The players, getting to know these guys and letting them get to know me. That's going to be absolutely number one.
Rich, obviously your family, as you said, super important to you, as it is to every coach who commits to a 5-year contract. I guess just how important were the conversations, were they, before committing, you know, another 5 years to the program?
Yeah, absolutely. Our family loves it here. The kids are doing very well. We have a good school system up here. They love their friends. They love the community. We feel like we're treated extremely well. I actually don't mind being in the grocery store and someone, you know, saying, "Hey, coach, you know, how about that game?" I enjoy that. I enjoy the fans here. I think all of our family, everyone in our family, was in agreement. You know, when we made this proposition, they all said, "Yes, let's do it." Absolutely.
Anything else?
Anyone? Okay.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, everybody, for being here.